and Chance here, coming at you live from the Twitchverse. Thanks for joining us tonight. We're going to have a lot of fun. We are down to 3. We'll talk about that in a minute. We've got a lot of things going on. We've had a lot of good interaction again with the Twitch and Instagram communities. It's been great getting to know you. Kind words from our cartographer friend Korak DM today following his YouTube stream, which was really great. You should check that out if you get a minute. As we get into things here, let's go around the table. We're going to meet our core players, and then we're going to get on with tonight's session.
Hello, my name is Shady, and I play Runt. She is a young human rogue, and if she had a favorite ice cream, it would be anything covered with probably beetles, worms, things like that.
There you go. Rocky Road, literally.
I'm Luna, and I play Geen. She is a human Kisei monk, and if she had a favorite ice cream flavor, it would probably be kocha, which is roasted tea ice cream. It's really good.
There you go.
And I'm Brad. I play the paladin, Rogar Nerixius, and I'm already being mocked because I would say something like vanilla.
That was perfect.
Appropriate.
Vanilla. There you go. Just a white cone, thanks. I'm good. Great. Okay, well, we're going to launch into things. We've had a lot of change as a team. There's going to be new faces joining us. We're going to have some guests. We're going to have a lot of fun coming up, so make sure that you're tuning into that. But for now, I think we might as well get going if you're all ready. And so let's talk about what happened last time on Banner and Chance. Whew. Well, the team had worked itself into the underbelly within Harrowdale of the Karathur drug cartel. They had followed the clues and ended up at the Stilton Docks, a cheese warehouse where they were able to discover a hidden passageway, descend down into a refrigerated bunker, where they discovered an Oni, a dangerous troll-like creature from the east. This troll-like creature indicated that it had designs on Harrowdale and planned to be around for quite some time. But our group swam, jumped, and slid over to the platform where the Oni was located. And after destroying shelves, lighting things ablaze, seeing Bilk once again almost get cut in half, our party was able to dispatch this Oni. In no small part because of the magical skills and prowess of their friend, Kane Harbinger. Kane was one of the big reasons why this team was on the search for Uncle Burkle, who they had retrieved a few episodes ago. And in fact, they were down in this bunker looking for the Amulet of Mithranor, which would bind Burkle's soul to it, allowing them to sever his connection to a dark force which was still controlling him, preventing him from answering questions. They returned to the Temple of Chantia. The High Harvestress was able to help them bind the soul of Burkle to this amulet, but it required a sacrifice. It required that someone wear it, and this parasitic amulet was taken up by the nephew of Burkle. Kane placed it on his neck. It fused with his body with 2 pincer-like appendages. He was able to bind himself to Burkle and in that way save his life. But in the course of answering all these questions, it was revealed that Burkle had a role to play in the danger now facing Kane's family in Waterdeep. And so, with Jannar, Brightsong, and Kane, Burkle went back to Waterdeep. And this was a surprise for the group, that Kane would indeed be leaving the party. So they find themselves with faith, but perhaps not as much magic, with steel, but without so much law enforcement, and guile without quite so much blind adherence to the law. So here we go. We have a team of 3 now, and we will be moving forward. As we left and we saw Kane and his uncle ride off into the sunset, Geen standing there, watching the sunset, watching the dusk fall, watching the new moon rise, felt a very familiar feeling. Tell us what you're feeling right now, Geen, and then let's let the party take it from there.
Literally or emotionally?
A little bit of both.
Well, right now, literally, I'm feeling a bit of coldness towards my chest. Underneath my robe, of kind of where I keep my metal bowl that's in the velvet pouch with a piece of Clara's hair. In that pouch, next to it, I keep that small obsidian lotus rock. So I'll go ahead and I'll pull it out, and seeing the new moon rise, remembering this is when Goro told me that he would be able to speak to me again.
This movement feels very natural. This stone wants to be exposed. It's a satisfying feeling to pull it forward. Although you're fully aware of having seen it being used before. And indeed, as you hold it up, you can feel that something is happening. Where is Rogar and Runt while this is happening? Last we left you in the stable. Or at the mouth of the stable. In the yard of the Temple of Chantia, between the main temple and the stable and barn, basically.
Run's probably spitting on the new shiny law enforcement pen that Kane gave her, and is shining it up very nicely.
Okay. And where would we find you in the compound, Runt?
Probably in the same place where he gave it to me. Yeah, wherever, like right before he got on the wagon, wasn't it?
All right, so you're right by the mouth of the barn, and you can see that Geen is down towards the orchard. She's about 30, 40 feet beyond you, just as the 2 buildings begin to open up. You can see her quite plainly standing there among the trees. Rogar.
Standing next to Runt, inspecting my own item that was left behind, the horn, holding it in his clawed hands, feeling a mixture of sudden guilt and still a twinge of anger.
Looking down at this this horn, when we see you handle it, are you handling it roughly?
No, cradling it.
Okay, so you're holding it up. In the light of the new moon, Geen, a mist begins to gather in front of you. This mist feels abnormal, obviously, but it's almost appearing in front of you like a screen, like a shard of light that's cast through a wall of mist. And in that mist, you can see the form of your mentor, Goro, begin to move forward and come into view as if he was emerging from shadow. And now he stands in front of you. And Rogar and Runt, when you're ready, if you're facing that direction, it will appear as though there is another person standing in front of Geen, lit by moonlight. Goro regards you, Geen, and says, "Hello, Moe."
Is our time limited?
We have time, but I am nervous. The last time we spoke, there were forces acting that I could not control. So I would say we should speak with some haste.
Why didn't you tell me about Clara?
Your pride is a source of strength. Your honor is a source of strength. Clara, who I've known for years, who I knew for years, he corrects himself. She was there to watch you. She was there to guide you. But not to coddle you. You needed to grow and develop, and you have.
I wish I'd known that she knew you. I felt like I would have treated her a lot better than I did before she left. How much do you know of our situation now?
I have scattered reports. I don't know everything. I do know that the four of you have made some progress. I did know that Clara was killed. My understanding is that you have indeed disrupted some of Karathur's plans and did find the man Berkelish.
We did. He was under some sort of spell, curse, that endangered his life. But we were able to help him and have his soul bound to his nephew, Cain. But they've all left. They've all gone to Waterdeep. So right now it's just us three.
Clara's job was to surround you with people that could help. I knew it would be tough for you to gather a force, but three feels very scant.
Yeah. But who knows who we'll meet along the way. I don't even know where we're going to go from here. I was told the person who cursed was Misal. Apparently, she's a person with great power. I never knew that she was so ambitious to want such power, but
Then the corruption and the rot of Karathur has extended farther than I had thought. And you must now find it within yourself to rally. You are in the town of Harrowdale, I understand, and we know that it is the center of Karathur's operations in the north, above the Dale Lands. You need to face this front head on. Finding your sister, finding Karathur, they are like spiders crawling around a web. You must take the fight to them, Geen. You must find them, and I believe you can do so within Harrowdale. There will undoubtedly be some sort of a base there that you can access.
we did find something, but we also have more information that there's a high possibility that they're in a place called Boulder's Gate. Apparently that's where he keeps everything. But other than that, he's supposedly building an army. And I don't think 3 people can handle an entire army, along with the supposed power that Misao holds.
The wasp can sting the horse. And if the scorpion could strike the tiger, then surely a force of 3 can cause Karathur some problems. I believe that it is time for you to bring the strength of your people around you, go forward, and find the next step in this puzzle. Find someone within the city you were at. Make them tell you where Karathur is. Follow your nose. Now. Don't rely on one clue. Go.
I don't think it's quite wise for us to stay in Harrowdale much longer.
I agree with that. But I think you should cripple him there. Crippling his forces. Crippling his operation. And then indeed, when his organization begins to reverberate with that trauma, it will show itself, and you will be able to choose your path. And Baldur's Gate indeed may be a place where you will find him. But I believe their designs are far broader than Baldur's Gate. And if it was as simple as that, I think we would know more.
I'll see what we can do. Before you go, I don't know how much time we have left, but I did want to ask. Before they were able to help Kane's uncle with some sort of special necklace, some amulet, do you think something like that could help Misao? Do you know of something, some sort of magic that could help her?
We need to see how deep the corruption goes. We need to see if she is still your sister. And if she is, I believe we can do something. Use that fire within you. Use your love for her to drive you forward. It's the best weapon you have right now, Momoe.
I don't want anything bad to happen to her. But Burgle sounded so angry when he spoke about her. Supposedly saying something about getting his revenge.
Karathor has hurt many people. Berkelish is right to seek revenge. That is something I can understand. The Black Path, the Shadowbenders. We need to face them. We need to shed light on them. We need to destroy them. We need to cut them in two. Everyone who follows that path must fall under your blade. Do you understand me, Momoe?
What can you tell me about those? I've never seen them before, but supposedly they come back from home.
Long ago, we had an ancient sect. The Juzimura, the Truth Shapers. But they were outlawed. They were run out. They stood against the Shadowcasters. They were the light against the dark circle. The light of the moon, the light of the sun, and the light of the earth. Perhaps we can talk more with this.
But only once a month.
At the new moon, I will see if I can arrange it other. Momoe! It's happening again! Momoe! 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 Goro's form fades into the mist. A sapphire blue light appears in the sky above you. The mangled, ethereal corpse of a blue elven maiden floats as if drowning in front of you. Her mouth is open in an open scream. One of the young acolytes, Reza, who you know, suddenly stands up from her place in the orchard. You weren't sure if she was watching you or what, but she screams and begins to run for the temple, screaming for the High Harvestress. The spectral form dives on her, passes through her, and she crumples in a heap. The spectral form swoops down. Rogar, Runt, you can see this familiar blue shape in front of Geen, and I will have you all roll initiative, please.
Lara!
20 and above. 15 to 20?
16.
17.
16.
Throw one round of rock, paper, scissors. Geen and Runt go at the camera. And 1, 2, 3. Scissors and scissors. 1, 2, 3.
Ah!
All right, paper versus rock. Okay, paper covers rock. It'll be initiative order is going to be Rogar, Runt, and Geen. Oh. Okay. Quickly, Geen, I would like you to roll, please, a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, stay on the thing. Don't fall out. 16.
You feel this horrible cold move through you. You watch this young acolyte crumple into a heap. You regard this familiar face, but you hold your ground and you dig your toes into the earth. Rogar, from across the compound, roughly 35 feet away, what do you do?
seeing as how she is alone, I will move up to the distance that I have in movement, and then put Shield of Faith upon her.
Okay. And remind everybody, Shield of Faith. The
Shield of
effect,
Faith plus 2 AC.
plus 2 AC.
For how long?
10 minutes.
60 rounds. Not bad. Okay. That is your full action?
It's the full movement plus the bonus action, yes.
Okay. Runt, we're at you.
I am charging to get into the fray. If I can
Alright.
get all the way up and attack, that's fine. Or if not, I'll double move to get at least as close as I can.
You are able to, as all this happens, you're already moving. You are at a full sprint. You see Rogar come forward, but you are closing the distance fast.
Okay.
Runt's movement is
30 feet.
so you are able to get within a not a full strike distance, but you are in melee now, and unless you want to throw something.
Yep. I will go that far and then take the dodge action.
Okay. You're dodged. And you are now in front of Geen. Geen, we're to... now, and just Shield of Faith, that's on Geen specifically, right?
Correct.
Rogar? Okay.
Right.
Geen, you are... it's now your action.
Okay. How far is the spectral Clara from us?
10 feet, floating above you at roughly 45 degrees.
Okay. Then I'm gonna pull out my bow and knock an arrow and just kind of do what I've done before I shoot and just kind of whisper to myself, Geen, be with me, and Kozakuran, and I'm gonna let an arrow fly and see if it does anything to her, because remembering last time we fought her, I know I couldn't really do much.
Okay.
So,
You knock an arrow. You feel a surge of energy down the shaft of that arrow and into your bow hand. You let fly and go ahead and roll an attack for me.
that is 16 to hit.
Hit.
Okay. And do I want to? Yeah, I'm gonna add my Kensei shot to this for my
Okay.
bonus action. I'll stay on the thing. That is 7 plus 12 damage.
Okay.
And in that really short, quick moment, does it look like it did anything?
It sure did. Ectoplasm and blue scuzz goes as it passes through, and it's almost as though a blue flame lights out behind it. And
Okay.
now the ghost reels suddenly, and this is faster than you've seen it move usually, but it sort of backflops and then dives at Runt.
Okay. Can I get my other attack on it? My other.
Yep.
Okay. Then I'm gonna do my other arrow, and while it's being shot in the air, I'm just gonna. I don't know if it can understand me, but in common, just kind of yell out, "Clara, stop!" So, that's much better. That's 18 to hit.
The arrow flies, hits, and go ahead with damage.
That's another 12 damage.
Okay.
And then I'm just gonna stay near Rogar and Runt, so I won't move.
I want you to roll intimidation, please.
Oh man, I just closed my thing. Intimidation. Oh, not bad. 14?
The spectral form pauses ever so slightly in its dive. The second arrow hits. It takes its eyes off Runt for a moment. Runt, it's literally hovering like now 4 feet above you, and it looks right at you as you say the word Clara, and it stops for a moment and then sort of turns around and looks both directions. Looks back down at you, Runt. Looks fairly confused at this point, but then reaches out with a spectral hand. Runt, I want you to quickly roll a wisdom saving throw.
That's a 10.
Runt, you are frightened for 1 minute. I also want you to roll a 1d4, please. Oh no, pardon me. Hold that. Sorry, you didn't roll that poor. But what you do is you act as if frightened. So you are now tempted to run, and you will begin to bolt out of this area as fast as you can, and you will actually have cast aside your weapons. Okay. So your weapons are now lying in front of Geen. As you break, she will attempt to touch you, but luckily enough, she sort of just grasps at the air as you're running away. And you bolt, and you're running. Okay. Rogar, through the corner of your eye, you can hear alarm and yelling from the priestesses within the temple, and a mobilization is taking place of some sort. You are at the top of the order.
Okay, 16 and 14.
Both will hit.
All right. And I'm going to burn a first level spell.
The whole
19,
while, she's
19,
now... Yep, 19.
19 points of divination damage, or divine damage.
Okay. She is flickering in and out, and she's sort of been torn away, pieces of her coming off. She's turned her attention towards Eugene, and you can see her with a great amount of sorrow sort of recover and then just slowly head towards you. It's at this point that Rogar, you can see the High Harvestress is advancing from the area where the Acolyte was downed. She's stopping first at the Acolyte. Geen, right in front of you, you have 1 round left.
I'm just gonna call out to her again and just say, Clara, there's no need for this. Please, just stop.
1 more intimidation roll, please.
While she's talking to her, I'll use a bit of my movement to edge closer to her.
Okay.
Intimidation.
So as you're moving closer, this ghost is literally sliding right up in Geen's grill.
Right, so that I have protection.
Yeah.
Not as great as last time, but just for funsies, because I have it and I need to remember to use it. Can I use inspiration?
You sure can. Yeah.
Okay. It's a little bit better. 16.
You are absolutely able to do that. Where you thought she was going to touch you, you felt as if her soul, her mind, was beginning to merge with you. It's as if her form starts to pull into your body, and you feel as though for a moment your spirit is rising up above watching this happen. But then, like a rubber band, it snaps back in, and you can see her recoil as her attempt to possess you has been thwarted. The High Harvestress now rises from the Acolyte, extends a hand, says a few words, and a blinding flash of light descends from the heavens and casts this spectral form in moonlight. Looking at you as though pained, the spectral form is washed in light, and you see the blue light be overtaken by this shimmering silvery light. And as the High Harvestress removes her spell and this searing ray comes down, there is no sign of this spirit other than a smoking circle on the ground where charred grass remains and steam rises up in the cold night air, and it is silent.
By Helm, how is it possible that she's come back twice?
How is it possible she's come back at all?
The High
Who was
Harvest.
it that you were talking to?
My old mentor, Goro.
Where did he go now?
I don't know. Something took him away, and Clara showed up, and I don't know if they're connected or how they're connected, and why she would come after him or come after us, me. I don't know.
Runt, in the trees adjacent to this, you find yourself sprawling on the ground. What would we see Runt doing?
Probably not being scared anymore. Walking back to her weapons. Probably stealthily to make sure no one noticed that she actually threw them down and ran away.
Indeed, the fear begins to pass, and one thing as this is happening, you notice is the moment the fear really abates, flowers, pansies, sprout all around you in the ground, and that the moonlight from the ray that had taken Clara away now leaves behind this trail of flowers, and you are able to right yourself and walk back towards the two. Rogar and Geen, if you'd like to continue the conversation that Runt will hear as she walks upon the scene. You're muted, Geen.
Sorry. We all need to go somewhere and talk. We shouldn't be out here in the open. Let's go back down to where we're staying.
You proceed, you collect yourself. You see a concerned look from the High Harvestress, but with a dwarven strength, she picks the young acolyte up in her arms and heads into the front of the temple. You're now down in the bounty, as it's known. Bilk is down there, snacking. You can also see that fresh food and whatnot has been brought back. Griffaro, however, is not downstairs. You're not exactly sure where he is, but he was not present at the fight, nor was Bilk.
What about Pev?
Pevik. The curtain is drawn on his closet, but you sense that he is within his little hovel there.
Again, there's something that I want you to see for a
I'm
while.
gonna sit down on my bed.
And opening the journal, I'll unfold the hidden paper from within and hand it over with the sketch of the platter on it.
Is this what you're looking for?
Yes. But look at the writing around it. It says it's in the hands of the Scorpion Prince, and that some cleric by the name of Manus Chant, his visions are coming true. Feared use as an instrument of evil, and it's said that these Juzimura truth shapers will not rise again. The eastern moon will cover all gauntleted roads. Now, I know what a gauntleted road is. But what is the eastern moon? What is a truth shaper?
don't know much about them other than what Goro has told me. Supposedly, they were a group of people who stood against those. Do you remember those shadow things that were causing a problem the other day?
With their mark on the forehead?
Yes, those things. Supposedly, they were a group of people who stood against them, fought against them, but I've never heard of them before. I don't know much. Do we need this platter? Do we need to go all the way back to my home to get it?
There is so much of me that says yes. So much that I would do right by my order. But it is so far to travel.
It is. Took me nearly a year and a half to get here on my own.
I just fear what they're using it for. Simple
Well-
replication of the Luhics. That means they don't have to drift into the abyss any more often than once. Not to mention the other horrible things they could be duplicating.
As you speak, you see Bilk is looking intently underneath Runt's bunk. And he's talking in soft tones. And he's saying, "What's the matter? Runt."
Go away! Don't talk to me, go. Shoot!
He pauses for a minute, stands up, walks towards the two of you, and looks you deep in the eye, Rogar, and says, "I don't think she's okay." And then sort of just goes and sort of sits down at a distance, still giving you guys a bit of space. He
I don't
sits
think
down.
that you're okay. You're not good at cutting hair.
I'm
This
gonna
seems to
touch my hair
this seems to
insecurely.
this seems to hurt Bilk more than a little. He sort of bites his thumb, his finger, and starts to rock sort of contemplatively in front of the fire. A look of doubt. He says, "I've got to get some air," and he lets himself out of the room.
Runt, now you didn't mean that.
Was that necessary?
No response.
Truly, what's the matter?
I'm gonna go after Bilk.
Nothing's matter, I'm fine. You should go get the stupid guy with the stupid hair cutted stuff.
Bilk
Bilk is-
was the one who ultimately helped you clear your name.
That he needs to mind his own business, okay? Just,
Think about if he hadn't minded his own business.
When you emerge quickly from the room, Bilk is standing there, and he says, "I'm okay. Just a little frustrated, that's all. She's a nice kid. You're all nice people. You're good people. There's a lot of bad people out there. I'm just gonna go for a walk. You should get in and stay with her."
You shouldn't go out there alone. It could
I'll
be
be-
dangerous.
I'll be okay. I'll stick to the high streets. Don't worry about me.
And for what it's worth, Bilk, you give great haircuts.
Thanks. For a moment, you see a range of emotions pass through his face. You see kindness and a bit of pride, kind of a wry smile, a flash of anger, a flash of self-doubt and sadness. And he kind of gives you a half-cocked, grimacing smile, checks his pockets, and jogs off between the rows of food and barrels and casks of wine and shelves of mushrooms, and then you can, in the distance, hear him mount the staircase and head out of the bounty.
Before he got to the staircase, I'm just going to kind of yell out to him, "Don't stay out long," and go back inside.
Okay. Rogar and Runt, as Geen comes back in the room.
I've taken a knee down by her bed. More talking to the bed than talking to her. Because when she's withdrawn like this, it makes it difficult to get words through. Come out when you feel like it. But you have to know that you hurt his feelings.
Good, I don't care about stupid feelings.
I don't believe that for a second.
I'm going to go by the food area and pick up some meat, put it on a plate, and just kneel next to Rogar and slide it under the bed.
Before you do, you'll also notice that of late there's also been a bowl of what looks like roast crickets placed next to the food.
I'm going to put that on there too.
Lightly seasoned.
Just throw that on there.
So imagining it going under the bed and then getting thrown out empty.
I'll go back and I'll get a thing of whatever liquor they have on there and just slide it under there too.
The world's best babysitter. Like, here you go, 14-year-old. It's like, nighty night. All right.
The blue trickster that we came upon, you seem to recognize its significance. What was it?
That was under the warehouse.
Yes.
Oh, those things they're very common from where I'm from. More prevalent in the south, in the Shadowlands. They're called Onis. They're like demons, or I don't know how one got all the way here, though. I'm wondering about that. I'm sure Carthor has some sort of reasoning to bring them all the way over here.
Well, he mentioned that he was Marzu of the Black Vein. Does that mean anything to you? That was
Does
the
that
last
mean
thing he
anything to
said.
me?
Last thing he said before I took his head off.
What was it? The Black Vein?
It doesn't mean anything to you.
Okay.
Marzu.
Marzu. The Black Vein.
Of the Black Vein.
Of the Black Vein. Sorry, I didn't watch last week's episode. Yeah. No. I have no idea what that means. I'm not very well versed in magical means, but Goro is, and I could ask him next time I meet him, but it won't be for another new moon.
What did he tell you that we needed to do now?
Find a way to stop Carthor's influence on Harrowdale. Try to, I guess, suppress him here? Is that the right word? Just do something. But I'm afraid if we stay here for too long, something might come after us, because I know from what Kane told us, Misao knows the connection between her and Burkle has severed, and they might be able to trace it back here. Or even trace it towards Kane, I don't know. But I feel like staying in Harrowdale for much longer is not a good idea.
I would agree. You hear a voice come from the doorway. I think you definitely need to consider leaving, and it's the High Harvestress. And she strides in. I thought you'd appreciate to know that Reza will live.
That is a relief.
If she hadn't been on hallowed ground, I don't know what would have happened. I draw my strength in part from being here. What was that thing? I know it was a spirit, but it seemed to regard you.
It was one of us, part of us, a companion, a friend, someone we knew, who passed while we were crossing the sea, was it?
The Moon Sea.
The Moon Sea. Due to an
Friend.
accident.
A friend is haunting you.
But it's strange because we've met her before our friend died. Before, where was it, Rogar? Where were we when it happened?
Asha Benford.
Asher Benford. It came and attacked us.
Town.
Yes. We were leaving. And just as we were leaving, it came out of nowhere. But this was before she died. So I don't know why it appeared before us.
The rules of time do not pass everywhere the same as here. How you must all be feeling right now. A friend, a dear friend?
Yes, although I didn't know her long, she was very dear.
And little one, she calls under the bed. This must be hard for you. How are you all feeling?
I'm fine. I'm good. I'm okay. How are you?
She looks at you, Rogar, with a silent stare. A look of concern flashes on her face.
I'll slowly shake my head.
Be careful what you bottle up, little one. And you can see her go and sit on Runt's bed. Rogar, Geen. You have a great challenge ahead of you. Are you at peace with this?
We have been whittled down, but not to a sharpened point. I'm not entirely sure what we are now.
The flint is made sharper, as that which it does not need is broken away.
I don't want to think like that, though. We needed Clara. We need Kane. I don't want to think of them as just something to be thrown away.
He'll be back in due time.
The High Harvestress spends another few moments with you as the room falls somewhat silent, looking between the two of you. Her foot sort of ambling underneath the covers of Runt's bed, and you can see her trying to gently kind of find a form down there. You see this foot coming under the bed, Runt, and sort of searching around, looking for contact.
Resisting the urge to bite her ankle.
Okay. Once again, I will leave you. Join me in the morning for breakfast, and we will talk. I'll bid you good night. Good night, little one, she says to the floor under the bed. And she strides upstairs.
Before she leaves, though, I
Yes.
just want to...
Yes, what can I do for you? Limping.
Bilk went out for a walk, and I just want to make sure he's safe. It's late, and he's small.
I will see if I can have Griffaro or someone else go look for him. Keep an eye on him. But sometimes we just need to be alone. If he stays within the compound, I'm sure he'll be okay. But I'll send a few out after him and see what they can see. It's quite quiet out there now, when there's not spectral maidens swooping down at people. I'll do this for you. So, to the morrow, and we'll see you bright and early for breakfast. She closes the door after herself.
Do you think we discovered everything that we needed to discover at the docks? If there's any trying to rebuild, then we can come upon someone that hopefully we can gain some information from.
Was the information of what we did find told to anyone, though? Yet?
No, but they will find that once they open the trap door and the smoke escapes, it'll be all too apparent what happened there.
Should we notify any authority so they can get there first before whoever runs the place gets there?
Kane spoke with Captain Falk and found out that some of the guards are actually in Karathor's employ. So there's no telling who's on whose side.
If we go back there, should we do it now when there's no one else there? Or wait for whatever to recover to mend itself and then go back?
I think this time, instead of skulking about, I'd rather go in with people seeing us. We need to find someone who knows something.
I wonder. I know nobody else is here, just us. But do you think, from all this information that we've gotten, maybe something in order to help direct us? And I'm going to be looking at the doorway where Pev is. And look back to Rogar. And look back to Pev. I mean, it did bring us dreams of Kane's memories. But I won't push the idea if you're not comfortable with it.
No, that's true. How do you feel it would play in now?
With Kane gone now, I feel so lost and confused. I don't know where to start or where to go. I don't know if it might just help us with some sort of direction that we should be going towards. We all came here to find Burkle, and now that we did, and they're all gone, I feel I don't know where to go next. To go home, to stay in Harrowdale, to go to Baldur's Gate. There are so many things in front of us. I feel like maybe it might help us to decide, or at least show us where to go first.
Okay. I'll stride over to the curtain and knock on the outer wall.
You hear a telltale clicking inside, an excited clicking, and the curtain is drawn back by this punky mushroom myconid hand, and suddenly he sort of ambles up to you, his rag-like face with eyeless holes regarding you.
We're not entirely sure what this could do, but
you see Rogar is surrounded by a cloud of golden dust. Why are you so upset? You hear Peb's voice in your...
You never grow accustomed to that.
You're looking for answers. You seek direction. He's in your mind now, Geen. Well, all of it, but you can all tell it's directed at Geen.
If we could rest for the evening, perhaps our collective dreams could bring something to light that we've missed.
There are many dreams in this city. Bring me one who knows. I will get into their dreams. Bring me one who knows.
Well, there's a start.
Every seat is turning here. Always new people clamoring, fighting, trying to reach the top. Bring me one who knows. At the top. We can have your answers, Geen. You are tired. You are sad.
We do have a meeting in the morning.
Then sleep.
Thank you for your wisdom, Pev.
It's okay. No problem. And he sort of ambles back.
I don't think I'll ever get used to him, but he's starting to grow on me.
I grow on lots of things.
Just don't literally grow on me, because I don't know how much I would like that.
As you sit back, you're still sitting on your bed, Geen?
No, I'm gonna go just get Runt one more plate of food and drink and slide it under her bed, and then
Okay.
I'm gonna lie down on Kane's bed, if it's still there.
Sure.
And just look up at the ceiling and just think and stare at the ceiling.
You can hear small bursts of spores emanate again, and suddenly there is an air as you're halfway through your plate of bugs, runt, or whatever you're doing down there, and Geen, you're sort of lolling on your bed. Rogar, you are
Removing my armor.
moving your armor and feeling dog tired, and as you lay down, a dreamless sleep comes to you. A dark sleep, silent and nourishing, and that long rest, or what feels like a long rest, follows. In the morning, you find your way up into the sunlight. The halls of the Chantian temple are busy and bustling. The High Harvestress, at first you see her sightless gaze as she hands out food to the parishioners that have joined them for the morning meal. You are led to a table, and soon you find that bowls of food have been brought to you. It's a bit of an idyllic scene with this community coming together to eat. And it's one of the few really, truly quiet moments you feel feeling safe and surrounded by community.
While eating, I'd like to try and identify the name of Manus Jaunt, if at all possible. A visionary, soothsayer.
As she sits down with her own bowl of granola, the High Harvestress seems to, well, you can tell her if you want. She says, "You have questions, Brother Rogar."
This paper, and I will take it and turn it around and push it towards her. Mentions a Manus Jaunt.
This paper is useless to me, sir, and she pushes it back towards you. She
right.
flashes her fingers towards your eyes. I do a good job of hiding it, no doubt. But yes, the paper we read earlier, the inscription regarding the platter of Ulthan. Ulthan, you know, a treasure of your order. This platter of bounty that can replicate food and feed the masses. Manus Jaunt. He is a seer of sorts, a historian and predictor. He has predicted a shadow falling over our lands. It is why we sent the brothers forward, and it looks as though it's coming true. I have sent word to Jaunt to tell him that his predictions are on the money. When I hear back from them, I will get word to you, if the letters do not find you first.
It was said a while ago that you have something that Karathur wants.
Yes, our friend downstairs.
Exactly.
I
What
still
exactly would he do for Karathur?
Anyone who can enter the minds of others is valuable to one who will blackmail or try to move forward his own aims, try to harness people with fear, try to sway them. It is, as I understand it, exactly what Kane's father is doing in Waterdeep right now. Any instrument that can leverage the fear of others. He is valuable to Karathor. I need you to take Pev far away from here. I still trust you'll take him with you, yes? You but have to pick your destination.
When the time comes, yes.
Is Pev the only one of his kind?
Oh, no. No, Myconids. They are as mushrooms are in the caves.
Why hasn't Karathor then just found a different one? Why Pev?
Yeah, they're not so easy to come by. They are rare on the surface, no doubt. Easy to come by down there, but I can't answer that other than the fact that Pev seems to have this skill, and here he is.
I've heard tales of things that exist beneath the ground.
You may get to learn of those. Okay, well, what's this? And there seems to be a bustling happening. And she, the High Harvestress, do you hear that? Calls over one of the acolytes and whispers to her, something's going on outside. Please go and see what it is. And the High Harvest, the acolyte, runs out. And then in the distance, you can hear that there's some sort of action happening outside. Horses and chinking armor or clinking armor are outside, and soon you see a banner being brought in. A messenger of sorts approaches the lectern that you had first seen the High Harvestress, and talks to one of the sisters there, and she points towards your table, and he brightens up and straightens himself, and then comes over with great formality and holds forth a proclamation. It is by order of the Burgermeister, my heroes, that you are invited to a celebration this very day. At approximately 11 bells, you are asked to return to the Stilton docks where you did vanquish the foes of Harrowdale, and there you will be honored. I bade thee come by word of the Burgermeister. And he bows deeply and quickly strides out of the room without even asking you if you would want to come or would consider coming. And the High Harvestress turns to you and says, well, this town is in need of some good news, and I'm glad that you've brought it. Ready yourselves. We don't have long for you to get there, and it would be good of you to spread some light. I will rouse your young friend, your small friend, and I hope that you will get on your way. You will go, won't you?
Does this not put us in the public eye?
Yeah, I would say you're in the public eye anyway, Rogar. If they're talking, then they know about you. All of the most important people in Harrowdale will be there. And she pauses on that, looking around for a moment. All of the most important people will be there. And she stands up and leaves the table.
Tim, can I rewind like a little bit?
Yep,
when the harvestress lady was talking about the commotion before the guy came in, I wanted to just look around the table and see if Bilk was at the table. Was he not there?
Not yet.
Okay, but then she mentioned she would get him.
Yep.
She said little friend. That was Bilk.
Yes.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure like he's there or in the vicinity.
Sure.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
So what I'd like to what I'd like to do very, very quickly is just say, as you consider this request, if you are readying yourself to go and receive this honor as you're being egged along to do, what would your characters be looking like? Would we see them in any different light as they are striding towards and appearing at the Stilton docks?
Run's probably picking her nose and eating it as we walk towards.
Classy.
I'm putting on my hat and veil and just want to cover up so nobody can see what I look like.
Okay.
I'll have my tabard as clean as possible and armor polished as quickly as possible.
Behind you, Bilk is preened himself up. His beard is neatly cut. His hair has been self-trimmed, and he looks very together as you head down. Griffaro likewise has put on his armor, carrying his hammer, and to your eye, Rogar, it has a few more polished spots than it would have had otherwise. So the two of you are glinting in the sun, and right behind you, you have Bilk walking as you approach the Stilton docks. When you do, it's like a carnival-like atmosphere. There's a local band playing. You are getting nods from everybody, and there's cheers as you walk down the center street. Word has got around that you have done something great for the city. The smell is unbelievably awful. There is piles of broken wheels and sections of cheese busted open, and one large pile stands in front of the driveway portion of this warehouse. The main the main large door where the wagon was in behind. So there's this pile of stinking cheese. You quickly learned just from the buzz that soon after you had vacated, the gray guard, the gray watch had gone in and started to split. They saw the mushroom powder that you had found. They started to split open the wheels of cheese, and they soon opened all of it. You see there that there's a rather important-looking man, portly, balding, standing on the 3 stairs, using them as a makeshift stage that are at the offices of the Stilton docks, and he's shaking hands, and there's several people around him. Behind him, you see the familiar face of the of the constable who you had met when you interrogated Sand and Jaren. This is Arando Baelnar, who you had met and who had been with you in the interrogation room. You also see the Burgermeister, his secretary, and then several what appear to be, prominent people, businessmen, these kind of things, businesswomen around there, and crowds that have come out and are celebrating now. And as the Burgermeister sees you, he goes, "Ha ho!" and he kind of lets out this raucous roll. He's like, "My people, look who it is! Oh, fair friends, please make way. Come here, my friends, come here." And you soon feel pats on the back as this crowd ushers you past this stinking pile of cheese and up the stairs, and this man presents himself with his silken suit and wearing a chain of the Burgermeister around. He says, "I'm Baelnar Wilkes. Well met, my friends. Oh, you've done a great service. Our friend Belnar has told me all about what you've done for the city. Meet my trusted assistant and vice here, Miss Penny Baywater. She's here, and you see that there's this late 20s woman with curly blonde locks and a tight-fitting corset and a rather lot of ankles showing for this area of the world. And she smiles at both of you, and she puts her hands on your breastplate, Rogar, and she goes, "Well, you're an impressive fellow, aren't you?" she says. Please stand here with me, and you are guided to face the crowd and look out as he holds up his hands and begs for some calm. "May I have your names one more time, please?" he says. "You are," and he reaches out a hand to you, Rogar.
Rogar Norixius.
"Well met, sir. And you look like you're not from these parts. Perhaps a friend from the east," he says. And he goes to withdraw your veil, but then he thinks twice about it and brings his hands back.
That katana is about to come out.
Sure. He sees your hand go for your, and he backs off. He goes, "Oh," he says, "May I have your name, miss?"
I'm gonna look to Rogar and try to see him through my veil.
It's fine.
This is all happening very fast, and you are.
That's fine. Gein's really slow.
No, I mean it's very overwhelming. This is a lot of noise, and
I'm just gonna whisper it very softly.
yes.
Gein.
Gein, what a beautiful name! And he bows with a deep bow and a flourish, with one heel forward. "And you, little one, what is your name?"
Beatrice Merriweather.
"Beatrice Merriweather. Beautiful, beautiful." Penny winks and says, "That's a beautiful name." "And you, master?" And he bows to the gnome. And Bill Corn puffs up with more pride than he had last night, to be sure. He looks deep in. He says, "Well, my name is Bilcorum Jurgum Joker Felvin or Tomei. Pleasure to make your acquaintance." He goes, "Yes." And he goes, "And I know you, Griffero. I'm glad to see you're doing something with yourself these days and staying out of trouble with that giant maul of yours. My people," he holds up his hands. He says, "these adventurers have done a great service to us. Can we please have the music just down a bit? Please. Yes. You are looking at people here who have, on their own, decided to help us deal with the scourge that faces our city. Citizens of Harrowdale, it's with great pleasure that I tell you that the forces of darkness have been struck an invaluable blow by these fair adventurers. It's with profound thanks that I, Belnar Wilkes, Burgermeister, do award you the Grand Seal of Harrowdale." And he brings forward 5 medals that are handed to you, and they are a simple copper medal. It's on behalf of Harrowdale, of course, and our friends at the Lord's Alliance that we recognize you as friends and allies. Let us all celebrate, please. A round of applause for my dear friends here, everyone. You notice as they resume laughing and smiling, and more hands are being shaken, and the Burgermeister is out kissing babies. The first thing you see, Rogar, is that Arando Baelnar has saddled up next to you, and he whispers to you, "It's all a show. The drugs never made it back to the constabulary. We were intercepted. They were stolen. I lost 3 men. We need to be on our guard." With all 3 of you hear him say that.
Does this mean they're going to make me pay for all the cheese?
I wouldn't worry about cheese, little one. And he then he saddles away from you, and he is looking around the crowd and sort of is looking, he goes to the corner of this stage, hand on the hilt of his sword, motioning to his men in the crowd. You know. What do we see the 3 of you doing?
I'm gonna whisper to Rogar real quick and just say, from my experience at home, corruption runs deep in leadership. It wouldn't surprise me if any of those people were involved in it.
Oh, yes.
I have the ability to determine whether or not someone has good or evil intent in their hearts. All I need to do is immerse myself in the crowd.
I would prefer to get out of wherever this is.
As you start extending your awareness out, Rogar, indeed you can feel pockets of malice in the crowd. For a moment, you see eyes lingering too long on you, and then kind of shifting away and trying to act natural. You see heads sort of walking through the crowd, looking up and back down, almost as if they're bobbing. You see Miss Penny Baywater over near the mayor, and now standing near this huge pile of cheese. And she removes from her sleeve a vial and pours it on the cheese. And then she looks at you and dashes into the crowd.
Going after her.
You step off the steps into this tight crowd and begin to weave your way through. Your evil sensor, your Baddar, or whatever we want to call it, now starts to light way up, Rogar.
Well, I can't let Geen go alone. So the first thing I will do, though, is kick over the cheese.
This is a huge pile of cheese, and you start to head towards it. It's, the pile of cheese is 15 feet at its base and 6 feet high. It is a big mound of sweaty, greasy cheese. As you kick it, the cheese shifts. The cheese begins to right itself, and blocks begin to form, and this huge form begins to rise up from this cheese, this massive construct, this Gouda golem, this cheese golem.
Only in D&D you can attack cheese.
It's 12 feet tall and very wide. It is formed of blocks of cheese, broken wheels of cheese forming its legs. it ends at the collar, and then it's just this mass of molten, gooey ooze that forms the head and shoulders of this thing. And it looks down at you, Rogar, and it draws back its hand, and it swings at you very quickly. And I will have you all roll initiative, please.
Oh, lordy.
20 to 25.
Oh, I can't count. 24.
24 Geen. 15 to 20.
16.
16 to Rogar. 10 to 15.
11.
11 to Runt. Where are you, babies?
Cheese monster.
5 for Bilk. Peripheral is a 10. Cheese Monster is a 15.
Ooh.
And, hang on. 7, 4, 7, 6. Okay, Gain, you see this. Rogar, you are forced to back up as this huge arm and a matzo whip whizzes past you. It's like this appendage extension, this huge, greasy rope of cheese kind of pushes you back as you dodge backwards. Geen, you see this monstrosity raising, and you also see Penny through the crowd.
How far did Penny get?
Penny is roughly 15 feet in front of you, through bobbing heads as the crowd begins to panic and shirk away from this matzo golem.
Okay.
I have a few names for this thing. I don't know.
Okay, knowing that there are quite a few of them on the stage, I'm still going after Penny. I'm chasing after her. And
All right.
Yeah.
Do you want to? How do you want to describe? How would you be moving through this crowd?
Do a light step and cut her off.
Rogar screams, "Cut her off! Do a light step and cut her off!"
Is there like a barrel or something that I could hop onto, and then I want to try hopping on top of people's heads
You
to
can
try to
easily,
get to her and tackle her?
As this crowd begins to push forward, you're easily able to step up the calves of someone onto their hip and now onto their back. You're straddling across two people, and you begin to run the backs of of this moving crowd as Penny, a mixture of fear and loathing, is running in front of you, similarly pushing her way in front. You go ahead and roll a dex for me.
Just straight dex or any
Yep.
acrobatics or
Whatever you choose, just go ahead. You tell me what you're going to do, and you go ahead and roll it.
this is for climbing on top of the people?
And maneuvering them.
Okay.
Just keeping your footing.
Okay, then yeah, I'll go acrobatics for that. Oops. Ooh, nat 20.
Oh yeah, you're
That's
just
26.
you're able to come right up onto her. So you are essentially closing the distance quickly and kind of looking down at her as she's begins to turn towards you.
Going straight for her.
Okay.
And I don't know if I have any action left at, like, chasing her. I know she's only 15 feet in front of me, and I've got like 40 feet of movement.
Yep,
So I don't know.
No, you're able to pull weapons on her if you need to.
Okay, then I'm taking out my wakizashi, my short one, and I want to try to get up to her, and I don't want to attack her just yet, but I want to do the thing where, like, you grab them from behind and then you put a sword to their neck and just be like, don't move. I want to try and do that.
Okay. So you slip down onto street level and you attempt to grapple her with a blade to her throat. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yeah.
go ahead. Roll a
Grapple is
challenge?
strength, right? Is
Yep.
strength challenge? Okay.
Mhm.
Oh gosh, I hope she's weak. 14?
She sheds your grapple.
Damn it.
Muscles tight, and you can feel far more solid. She must do, Zumba or something, right? She's got it where it counts. And she sort of instead spins to kind of face you, and she's right in front of you. Rogar, you are next to this brie brawler, this feta cheese freak.
Okay. I will launch myself at it with a 23 and a 19.
Both will hit.
Okay. And then I will expend a second level spell.
Cutting deep into the rind of this animal, this monstrosity, this construct. Go ahead.
26 points of damage.
Ooh, nice one. All right. Do you have anything left?
As a bonus action, I will throw Shield of Faith on Run.
All right. Run. You are on top of the staircase here, unless you tell me you're moving otherwise, and you can feel this shield fall over. You see from your vantage point both the heads of Runt and Penny and this Emmental elemental. You also notice, Runt, that there are suspicious people in the crowd moving in different directions, contrary to the flow of the panicked people. As this crowd begins to sort of thin, you see people staying put. But before you can act, Penny, facing you, will lay hands on you, Geen, and I need you to roll a. I want you to go ahead and roll a 20 for me, very quick.
15.
All right. You are. Just give me a second. Oh, jeez.
What kind of save was that?
Yeah.
Give me a second. I don't have my notes in front of me. Stop it. Pardon me. That was my roll to make. She makes it. Crackling electricity springs forth from her hands and into your chest. You will take 7 points of lightning damage.
King crabs.
You won't be able to take reaction until the start of your next turn, as she lights you up, and then attempts to continue to move away. Okay, backing up now. Runt, you see this crackling energy. You see this greasy cheese mound, this Pizza the Hut-like creature in front of your friend, and you see these other players moving. 2 on top of the 2 we already see.
Are they? Is Geen and Penny within 30 feet?
Yes.
Okay. I want to use Misty Step to try and get behind Penny and then attack her.
Penny is backing up. She's now about 6 feet away from Geen when your form emerges out of mist and you are directly behind her.
Right. So first attack is a 11.
That will not hit.
Second is like a 26, I think.
26 will hit.
Okay, and it is
And is it the left or the right leg of Morbenthal?
It is the right.
The right leg, the right femur of Morbenthal, the right bone dagger.
12, 16, 21 points of damage.
Oh yeah.
Get her.
Oh yeah. So
Bring her to her knees.
It's more than that. This dagger enters this caster and makes it past her mage armor, and you go ahead and you tell me what happens next.
Yeah.
I want to stick a bone blade in her kidney.
Okay, so black bile begins to erupt from around your blade. And
We need somebody at the top.
will she? You can feel almost a surge of life head into this dagger as you begin to withdraw it. Geen, inexplicably, as you don't see Runt necessarily, you just see her gaze freeze and go ashen, and then you see her begin to slump to the ground. Okay.
Question, point of order. If she's out, do I still not take a reaction till her next turn, or can I take a reaction?
You can't take a reaction because you're electrocuted. Okay, so you're singed.
But it says like until the start of its next turn. Does that it means me?
Yes.
Oh, okay, not her.
No.
Okay, just want to make sure.
The Griffaro begins to stride towards this cheddar competitor and raises up his huge cheese maul and brings it down squarely on the shoulder of this animal. But as he has done in the past, he does hit it, but he seems to be a little bit off, and down comes the maul. And he will take, it's not as mighty as your hit, but it is not bad. So he cleaves into this thing with this hammer. Bill Coram, you can see, is now moving into the crowd and moving to intercept what he's noticed is one of these other players. Bilk has 2 straight razors out, and for now what you can see is simply one of the players, one of these 2 figures that are still standing, take a couple of hits to their thighs. Okay. We are and with that, a rapier will try to find Bilk but miss. Okay. Geen, you don't have reaction, but now you are able to act.
That's fine. So Penny's down, and all I see is just Runt with a bloody, or not bloody, but like blackish blade. Just okay. Looking around me, are there any of the other guys that stayed around? People?
Yes. And you have one advancing on Runt now, from behind Runt.
Okay. Then as I'm moving to go around Runt, I'm going to sheath my wakizashi and pull out my katana and see if I can get 2 swipes at that guy with it.
Yeah, you're able to dodge past Runt, and you can engage this
Okay.
assassin.
Okay. One is a 16 to hit. The first one is 16 to hit.
Okay, and you do?
Okay. And that is 13 damage, and the second one is really good. It's 25 to hit. And I didn't roll a second. Oh, same thing, 13 damage, so 26 damage.
All right. You take 2 mighty swipes out of this assassin that was moving in to backstab your friend, and he is standing, but bloodied.
Okay.
The other
bonus action.
Yes.
Flurry of blows on this guy, and
Okay.
I'm gonna try to elbow and roundhouse kick him.
Okay.
So I need. Okay. Oh, they're both the same. They're both 23 to hit.
Both hit.
And one is 8 and one is 7. So another 15 damage.
Without being able to see, almost imperceivably see these fists flying out him, you just crush this guy. You can feel bone under knuckle as you pummel this person, completely stopping him from approaching on your friend. His weapon is dropped and clatters to the floor, and this tall, ruddy-skinned, curly, black-haired man just kind of regards you as he falls to his knees. Now there are two bodies in front of you and Runt.
I'm just going to turn behind me and look at Runt and give her a little smile.
And what does Runt do?
High five.
High five.
High five.
Both of you now can see that Rogar is engaged with the monster, and and you see Bilk alone against this other assassin, and Bilk has two throat cutter razors out and is whirring them and managing to dodge his blows. Rogar, we are at you.
20, not natural, and 10.
Both, one will hit.
Okay. I will expend a first level spell slot.
Okay.
19 points of damage.
19 points of damage. Thank you. Okay. And what would you like to do next?
For my bonus action, I will let's see here. Use Searing Smite on it. So it takes since it's cheese, it takes a d6 of flame.
Okay.
And causes the target to ignite in flames. It does an additional 4 points of damage.
In this faceless, semi-faced ooze, Searing Smite goes off. And one more time, the damage.
4. At the start of each of its turns, it'll need to make a Constitution saving throw. On a fail, it continues to get d6 damage.
Its face begins to erupt in large brown caramelized boils. A beautiful odor of pizza wafts out over the crowd, and all of you are mildly hungry and would enjoy a plate of nachos at this point. The Griffaro will... Penny is down. Runt, you are standing next to Geen. And...
Okay. Am I within 30 feet of the one that's attacking the gnome?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, I know.
It's
his
very
name.
close quarters.
I'm gonna head over there and try to shank him.
All right.
So-
He's dodging around.
I'm gonna use inspiration to re-roll that second one.
What was it? Just out of curiosity.
A 1 and a 2 was what I rolled.
Okay,
Oh,
awesome.
God.
Good time
And
to use it.
this is 20, not natural, obviously.
Okay.
And for the damage, 13. Wait, 14, 15. Sorry, I keep forgetting about that.
Okay. Bilk smiles up at you and he goes, "Awesome! Let's dance!" And he continues to whir with his little blades. Do you have any more movement or anything you'd like to do at this point? Any other actions?
Nope, that's all I got.
So at this point, Griffaro takes another swing at our Brie and Swiss nemesis.
I think by this point we all need to take some psychic damage real quick.
Yeah, from all of those That's great.
He does lay into him, as well as he will cast Divine Smite on him, and with this, he is able to squash into this thing here, and he will do 21 points of damage.
Oh, yeah. Go Griffaro.
Yeah. So, all right. The assassin is now trying to keep track of both of you. Short sword in one hand, dirk in the other. He scores a hit on one hit on Bilk and rolls an 18 or 22 on you, a runt.
18. Yeah, that
Yep.
hits.
8 points of damage to you, and pardon me, 6 points of damage to you, and just 6 to Bilk as well, and I want you to make a DC save for me.
What am I saving against?
Poison.
So
Pardon me.
con?
Constitution. Yeah,
Gotcha.
con save.
Okay.
Pardon me.
Hey, natural 20.
All right, you're fine. Bilk is not. Takes an additional 12 points of damage
Holy
and
shit.
will
That's a lot.
drop. His giggle stops and he once again hits the dirt. Straight razors clattering to the ground. Gain. We're to you.
You're muted.
So yeah, I saw the thing. That guy near Runt and Bilk, he's still up and Bilk is down.
He is up.
Okay.
Bilk is down.
Okay.
And Runt is circling him, and he's
Okay.
trying to keep tabs on her, having attempted one and
Okay. I am going to go ahead and how far I'm far from them, right?
30. Yeah.
feet.
You've got, if you're talking about bow, you've got no minimum distance. Yeah, we
Yeah.
learned about that one. Yeah.
Yeah. So watching Bilk go down, I'm gonna sheath my katana and pull out my bow and knock an arrow, and I'm gonna go ahead and shoot 2 at him.
Okay.
So many dice to roll.
Mhm.
And since I'm far, I'm just gonna go ahead for my bonus action, throw my Kansei shot in there as well. Okay. So many things. You go there, you go there. One's not that great. That's 15 to hit for the first one.
Yeah, that will miss.
Okay. The other one's much better. It's 19 to hit.
That'll hit.
Okay, so for that second one, it's 13 damage.
Okay.
And is he still
Where-
up?
Call it.
Okay. Seeing him hurt my little friend who gave me such a nice haircut the other day, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna try, since he's distracted by watching Runt, do what like Runt did, but get him like in the throat. And so all Runt sees is like this little arrowhead that pokes out, and then he just kind of falls.
The arrowhead springs from his throat and showers you in fluid and vomit, just blah, as it tears through his throat, and he can't help but
Sorry.
just spit up all manner of it.
I'm picturing her with it dripping down her face and looking over
Yeah,
at you.
he's just like this, right? Coughing up this thing that he'll never get out of his esophagus. And then again looks at you and kind of clambers on your clothes as he drops down low and then just kind of falls on top of Bilk.
Ooh.
And Bilk will take. Yeah. Okay.
Rest of my movement, I'm getting to Bilk.
Okay. Meanwhile, this Parmesan Prometheus is looming over top of our Dragonborn and his Chantian paladin friend Griffaro. And Rogar, you are the next to act.
Let's see here. A 13 and a 23.
Both will hit.
Okay. I will release one more first level spell.
I've fallen this guy out of order. He's gonna act next. Just
Okay.
FYI.
26 points of damage.
Oh, jeez.
All right. All right. He is curded. I don't know whatever bloodied is for a cheese golem. His face still singeing from. Do you have another action? Sorry, before we go.
No, but it now needs to make a Constitution saving throw on its turn.
Yes. Okay. And what's the save?
12.
And if it misses?
Takes an additional 6 points of fire damage.
Oof, okay, it is still on fire. Its maw opens up, and it begins to flail these two matzo strings. But instead, its maw opens up, and from the flaming head erupts this huge spray of molten cheese, just covers you. A 20-foot cone extending out. I need you to roll a dex save.
Uh, 13.
You are caught in this cone, and as is Griffaro. Molten cheese covers both of you. It's just like molten cheese vomit, right? Each of you are going to. Hang on. 6, you're going to take 26 points of fire damage for you, Dragonborn, but also your movement is now half, and your dex is at a disadvantage, and your dexterity is at a disadvantage. Okay, dex and strength will be at anything athletic will be at a disadvantage. Every round you will next round you'll take a 3d6, a 2d6 after that, and a 1d6 after that. Okay. As you are covered, Griffaro is hurting, and we are now at Runt.
Okay. Can I get to the cheese monster?
The Curzon Way monstrosity looms in front of you. There is little you can do to not see it, as it's just vomited cheese all over these two paladins, and it's sizzling on them. It's like when you take that bite of something out of the pan that's way too soon, right? And the skin starts to come out of the roof of your mouth.
Okay, then I am going to go up and attack it.
You will. It will.
Seeing as how we have multiple of us attacking it now, does he get advantage?
Runt? Yes.
Yes, we're surrounding it.
Yes, she does.
Get that backstab in.
Okay. So 24 for the first. That's just a hit. So,
Okay, yeah, it hits. Okay, good. Yeah.
For 7, 7 plus 15, for 17 points of damage.
Okay.
And second attack is a 18.
Okay, hits.
For 2 points. No, 4 points of damage. Sorry.
Okay. All right. In reaction to that, the starts at the start of turn. Sorry. All right. So we are Runt. Griffero's covered in cheese. He will swing and miss. Penny's gone. The assassin's gone. Bilk is down. The cheese monster. I'm going to attack again because he had missed his attack before. He actually flies into a berserk rage and starts to swing these things around, these two matzo whips. You and Rogar and Griffero are potentially okay. Yeah, Rogar, he nats you, and you will take 16 points of matzo whip damage.
I'm down.
Okay. And he does not, however, make it through the other paladin, who now moves to stand over you. However, he will take an additional 3d6 of damage at the beginning of his turn. The monster straightens suddenly, and for those of you with a high enough Arcana check who have fought a cheese golem before would see this as a Roquefort restoration. Puffs himself back up, regaining a few hit points. We are now at Dean.
Okay. Well, after my original idea was to go help Bilk, but now turning after hearing that and seeing Rogar down, I feel like I have no choice but to just try and go after this guy since I'm kind of far away, and I know we need to help Rogar, so I'm just gonna go ahead, knock a couple arrows, and just kind of pray to Geen again and try to shoot him with two shots with my Kensei as my bonus. So the first one is 23 to hit, and that's...
That hits. You can roll them both.
Yeah, I did. I'm just doing the math now.
Sure.
It's plus 3. 6. So that first one is 13 damage. Yep. The second one, it's not that great. It's 15 to hit.
Hits.
Oh, okay, cool. 9 damage.
Oof. Okay, yeah, he had 8 left. These two arrows hit him. Despite his regeneration, our Havarti Moriarty falls to his cheese-like appendages and then collapses back into this pile of wheels of cheese, still smoldering. You look around. We're out of initiative order.
Okay.
Griffero runs to Rogar, cleaning the cheese from your maw, and holds up one of the flasks of healing that you were given. He doesn't even think about laying on hands or anything. He just dumps this into your face. As
You want
you
me to
serve,
roll it?
no, go on. You can roll. You can roll the healing if you like, but
Okay.
I'm going to go and push the guy off of Bilk and hold him in my arms and just kind of see how he is, how bad he is.
he's bad.
Okay. Then I'm gonna pull out my potion that I got the other night, and just try to pour that in his mouth. 2, 4, 7. That's 13 points of healing for Bilk.
Okay. So, Bilk opens his eyes and vomits on you. There's a lot of vomit and cheese this episode. Sorry, but he's badly poisoned. You can see that he is not loving life right now. And he looks up at you and he says, "Did we find somebody who could help?"
Maybe, I don't know.
You look around. Yep.
Stumbling to my feet, I'm gonna say, "Where's the witch?"
Oh, she's dead. I killed her.
After putting Bilk down, I want to go over to Penny's body and I want to start raiding it for anything. Going through her pockets, going through her coat, going through everything I can find.
You take this. You're cleaning yourselves off. All of you have a substantial cleanup to do. Most of the crowd they were beating cheeks out of this space as fast as they could. I would like every one of you actually to go ahead and roll perception. Whatever bonuses you want to apply to it.
14.
17.
16.
Rogar, something familiar catches your eye. On a flat rooftop above this scene, the rooftop that opposes the Stilton Docks, you see a humanoid form, cloaked in black,
wearing a crow suit. Yeah.
with the head of a crow, the head of a raven. And it looks at you quickly, and then it disappears from view. And that is where we'll call it tonight. So thanks very much.
Those cheese puns.
Yeah, like you should
Oh.
have seen chat, man. They were coming left and right with those cheese puns. I'm just like,
I liked it.
Well, as soon as you had that cheese monster by himself, right? He found himself provolone.
Oh God.
I can't take credit for all of these. So there we go. Okay, everybody, we're a little bit over time, 9 minutes over. Thank you for your patience. But I guess with that in mind, if you're all right with it, why don't we move to our little ritual here? We burned a lot of inspiration that
Yeah,
this game.
I was rolling like poo. It was not going well.
Yeah, well, this what was this other one here? Yeah. Oh, well, I don't. Are we going to see it anyway? Sorry, yeah. So I'm gonna call it there. Actually, I think that's Gouda. I'm just gonna stop. I'm not gonna do it anymore.
All right.
Okay. All right. By the end of tonight, you're going to be lactose intolerant.
It's time for the magic beans.
There we go.
Oh, it's time for the magic beans. Ha! Time for the magic. Time for the magic. Let's see who gets the magic beans.
All right. So everybody that's still with us on Twitch is going to have to go ahead and our man's going to put up Chalta's going to put up a voting area for you, and you're going to go ahead and cast your votes, and he'll get that to us. But in the meantime, let's go our intro order. Runtgeen, Rogar, Runt. Who gets your magic bean?
I'm gonna give it to. I'm gonna give it to Rogar for tanking the cheese monster while we killed the other things.
All right,
So that would have made it a lot more difficult. So yeah,
there you go. Cheese tank.
cheese tank. Yes.
All right, good. Geen, Wonder Rogar.
I'm giving mine to Runt for that penny kill, that misty step coming from behind. Just
Yeah, I gotta adjust foes here a little bit better, I think. Or because that was gnarly.
Sneak attack damage is a lot when it rolls well.
I'm viewing this person as like a Rita Skeeter or something like this, and just seeing her just like, bleh, and like,
yeah,
and-
I didn't want to kill her at first. I wanted to just grapple her so we could talk to her, but nope.
I misunderstood.
yeah, and that was a badass hit, so that's great.
Yeah.
Good. Okay, so Wonder Rogar, Wonder Runt, Rogar.
Mine gives to Geen for her fighting Clara again and trying to talk her down this time.
Oh wow, that's awesome. So one each. We'll go all the way around. Geen showing a lot of guts standing up to that thing. So that's great. Well, good job all. Here we go. So I guess this is our last mascarpone ceremony that we'll do. But our fan favorite is for the night.
I'm rolling psychic damage.
Okay, is Runt.
10.
All right.
Hey, all
So
right.
Runt takes the bean. So thank you very much, guys. That was great. I hope you're all safe. I know it's smoky in some parts of the world, and you're dealing with that. And of course, the world continues to be crazy. But you know what? Let's make this crazy fun. So see you later, everybody.
Bye,
We'll talk to you
guys.
next week. Take care.